Your presentation highlighted the present need for reforms in the mental health, non-communicable diseases, and the corruption in the healthcare system. Next, we turn to education, another foundation of national progress. Please welcome Professor Phan Thông Hưng, who will provide an overview of Vietnam's education system over the past 5 decades. Mr. Hưng Phan is the advisor of the Federation of Vietnamese American Communities in the USA. He is the current chairman of the board of Vietnam Human Rights Day May 11 organizing committee. He is also the founder and advisor of the Republic of Vietnam Next Generation and a former scout leader from Philadelphia. So welcome to Texas. Take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Chen. So initially about my personal, I just retired 3 months ago. So my first time go back to the podium with the clicker. Hopefully I still remember what I'm doing for 34 years. Okay. So based on my experience, and then as I left Vietnam, 1988, so a long time ago. So luckily, I was educated under 2 education systems. The one before 1975 and the one after 1975. So try to talk about education in Vietnam in the last 50 years. So first I want to define the quality education based on United Nations. The United Nations defines quality education as ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. Okay, this defines, standard define. This goal aims to guarantee that all children, youth, and adults have access to quality education and appropriate learning opportunities that equip them with the knowledge and skills needed to thrive in today's rapidly changed world. In 2012, former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon emphasized, education is about more than literacy and numeracy. It is about citizenship. Education must fully assume its central role in helping people to forge more just, peaceful, and tolerant societies. So this one is defined by United Nations. And now I'd like to discuss 5 different points based on my research and also the last 50 years. The first one, talk about elimination discrimination in education in Vietnam right now. And quality education implies equity, ensuring equal access to education at all levels as fundamental human right. So based on the standard 1 and anyone in America, we know that. And I'm teaching here for 34 years, just retired, so we know the system. But, however, many children in Vietnam are unable to attend school due to various forms of discrimination. Education for girls, particularly from ethnic minorities in the highland, is partially at risk. And next one, the Vietnam Constitution states that primary education is compulsory and free, like in America, based on their definition, Constitution. But, the but thing, next to BUT, this promise remains largely unfulfilled. Costs for textbook, uniform, and school fees prevent impoverished families from sending their children to school. And especially secondary education costs and even higher, with most schools charging significant fees. So I have a list right now. Mike, can you put the first up for me, please? This one is what? The fees in 2024-25 this year, and at all the public school and with the high education, mean what? With the high level of quality, it means what? The good school in Hanoi right now. It's the capital of Vietnam. And the cost of kindergarten It's about $5 million. Don't worry about $1 million because what? In terms of dollar currency, okay, $1 US is equal to 25,000 dons. It means what? About $20. Not to us, but talk about low-income people in Vietnam, and they work only what? Couple dollars per month, per day. We know that. Okay, we not talk about. And right now, even kindergarten, it's called about $5 million, about $20. We don't talk about $20 but compared to their living expenses. And then all things what? Kindergarten, up to, can you go do the second half, please? Second part. And you go up to what? Okay, middle school and high school level. And the more we do, this one only standard one. Basic one they have to pay first. And right now you have something like and public school in Vietnam often bypass regulation by imposing informal fees. That's what we talk about, informal fees, such as sanitation services. They have to pay for what? For their own healthy security personnel, classroom maintenance, and even repairing classroom. These hidden costs make access to education unattainable for many low-income families. And next one, building skill for financial success. In 2019, survey by Tiền Phong magazine, in Vietnam, the paper is Vietnam, involving dozens of Japanese manufacturing firms in Vietnam, reveals that 100% of newly graduate engineering require from 1 to 2 years of retraining before they could work effectively. This is the article, I got it from there, from Vietnam, Tiền Phong magazine. Many of these graduates lack basic skills such as reading comprehension, report writing, and essential calculations. I don't know why. Okay. This statistic underscores an alarming deficiency in educational training. The educational system has long been bogged down by unresolved issues. Declining education standard is a common phrase in discussion about Vietnam education system over the past few decades. Most graduates are deemed unfit for the job market and require extensive training, a reality that has persisted for at least 20 years. Number 3, inclusive and transparency school. A support learning environment is crucial for fostering quality education. Unfortunately, physical and psychological aggression, along with gender biases, remain widespread in too many schools. One problem, big problem right now, academic dishonesty is another chronic issue. In 2012 survey, 84.6% of students admitted to either committing or witnessing cheating during the exam. After 2018 National High School exam, over 30 individuals, include police officers and senior officials from provincial education department, were prosecuted for bribery and graded manipulation. Right now I have the slide for you to see. This one is the real one because this one is for 3 cities. Oh, sorry, you're right. Thank you, Mike. And the first one is what? From Hà Giang, Hòa Bình, and Tân La. And these people are what? They are, sorry, I can see that from here. They are police officers and also school officers. And those people, they prosecute because what? They, cheating on tests or do different way. Right now they have different things. In America, we know that sometimes, student cheating also. But this one is what? The official. They bring the paper home and change the score on their score is one thing. Or can they use what? Their power to influence whoever teacher to score, to do the score. And the next thing, they have what? Ask the teacher to change the grades. This one is easily asked. The youth influence, the power to do that. We don't do that, something happened to you. This is the way we do. And this one is what? Based on the Pháp magazine in 2020. And luckily those people was prosecuted. Only 3 cities. We don't talk about this is a widespread problem. But luckily those people got caught. That's why I'm telling you. Sorry. And many believe that this case is just the tip of the iceberg. That's why they conclude. Next one. And now improving education by enhanced teachers' training and learning environment. Oh, the next one I forgot to do also, beside that one. So go back to that one. And additional, the practice of teaching, the way they taught in Vietnam, even though I came here, I left Vietnam a long time ago, but I will taught the same thing. The practice of teaching the test is rampant. Teaching to the test. Even in America, we know teaching to test because there are a lot of standards. You know, in Pennsylvania, we have what Keystone, we have what PSSA. Every year, every month, they have to have the test, standard test. But we follow the standard. If not, we get fined. But in here, in Vietnam, selected students are coached to perform well, created skill result in evaluation like the Program for International Student Assessment, PISA. In 2016, the director of Vietnam Education Quality Assessment Center admitted that PISA material were distributed to familiarize students with test questions and raise doubt about the authenticity of the impressive result. Most students are trained solely to pass the exam rather than to develop problem-solving skills or apply their knowledge in real-world situations. That's why they come up with the problem before. The magazine didn't inform me about 100% of graduates have to retrain, and that's why we need to talk about this problem. Teachers are often focused on ensuring that students memorize the answer. That's why I did well on that, because I have good memories, but not most of my friends cannot have it. I can read the paper, I can see that, and hopefully I have memorized, but doesn't work that way. In America, I learned the system and then come here and have to change the whole thing, okay? So, resulting in report cards that look good on paper, only a report cards, but fail to reflect actual competency, the real world. You cannot adapt, you cannot do the real world problem effectively. The blame for competitive but effective environment lies not with the student or teachers, but with the outdated education system that lack scientific and foundation principle. That's why I want to talk about this problem right now. And the next point is how to, the improving education by enhancing teaching, training, and learning environment. And for us, teacher is the one to lead the classroom, to the one delivering knowledge. But according to the Người Lao Động magazine in 2022, Vietnam faced a severe teacher shortage across the country, despite the National Education Program 2018 being approved 4 years earlier. The shortage has persisted without concrete solution. Teacher quality is another pressing issue, concerning about low standard for teaching recruitment and lack of professional development persists. Even urban schools struggle to recruit qualified teachers. In some cases, teaching universities have lower admission criteria to fill their program. And I have something to show you. Right now it's in Vietnamese, right, to translate to you in 2000, this one in 2017. And it's Hue University. Hue is Central University in Vietnam. And the standard to get into the university is about 15.5. But right now, the teachers program, the teacher college at where university only accept at what? I'm sorry. At 12.75. Comma is mean what in Vietnam means what? Pawn, like in the US system. 12.75 under the standard, okay, pawn to get in college. And in Vietnam, you have to take the college entrance exam. Instead of here, you can apply using SAT score. It's the same thing, SAT score. But not right now, sometimes, SAT score doesn't, not only the first priority to for university in America to accept the student. We know that, okay, based on based on their curriculum. In America, we have different system, but in Vietnam, you have to take the exam to pass, to get into the system, the college. And now 15.5 is the standard one. And now the college, the teachers' college, you have to accept like 12.25. Lower, you have to lower the criteria to accept, recruit all the teachers. Continuous training and support of teachers are essential to ensure that they can provide high quality instruction. Now, the real one, and you talk about the current state of education in Vietnam. The country education system cannot be evaluated without considering its political, social, and economic context. In authoritarian regime like Vietnam, where freedom of speech is criminalized, how can educators be expected to foster creativity, diversity, and critical thinking? In the country where censorship is the default mechanism to prevent access to incorrect information, how can students exercise their right to learn and explore their world? And I just give you an example from yesterday. I attended the Fulbright University section, and five students right here. So I think a couple of them, like two of them, admit that what they learn after Stephen John asked them about if they don't learn to enter Fulbright University, so what he do? And they answer, and they admit they learn what they learn in school different. They use the word different from the real world. Luckily, they see the real world. Okay. Now I want to tell you, from textbook to curricula to teacher salary, even aspect of education is tightly controlled by bureaucracy agency. This level of control stifles innovation and leaves little room for students and teachers to thrive as independent thinkers. And the next problem, and this, there you have what? Brand phenomenon. A lot of students came to US or maybe from different countries. They come here and they stay here. They don't want to go back. And the same thing in Vietnam. The same thing is Tuổi Trẻ magazine in 2022. This one in English, you can read it, is right? Vietnam spends big sending students abroad, but most refuse to return. I taught at university level. I know. I asked my student from Vietnam, you're supposed to come home, someone Vietnam to help, to build the nation. Say, I received the answers. No one wants to return. That's why my personal. But this one is the real one. A surprise. Not only my students, the whole thing. Most refuse, but different reason. Okay. I don't want to tell you because I don't want to go to political. Right now, talk about and you call what? Brand phenomena. I mean what? In Vietnam, the one come here to educate, then what? They don't want to come home. So who going to build? To start to make it in society, Vietnam make it better? I don't know, but this is not my problem. We just give you at least what I see. And this concern was highlighted by Chu Ngọc Quang Vinh, the top contestant in 24th season of the Learn Olympia competition in 2023. He's the top one. But on September last year, Quang Vinh publicly shared how his exposure to Western culture led him to question the accuracy of what he has been taught and view the ruling parties as deceitful force. It's a real one. And finally, he was subsequently summoned for questioning by the police. So you know that kid, at least he knows something. And hopefully those kids come here, Fulbright Prize, they can come home safely. That's why I wish. Because they missed something, we don't know. Now, in conclusion, achieve a high-quality education requires systematic reforms that prioritize academic freedom, equity, and transparency. It also involves addressing the root cause of corruption, discrimination, and teacher shortage. Only by committing to these changes, Vietnam can assure that its future generation have the knowledge and skill necessary to thrive in globalized world. And education is not merely a policy, it is a cornerstone of nation progress. To build a society that values innovation and justice, Vietnam must create an education system that fosters critical thinking, empowers students, and upholds human dignity. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Professor Phang, for that, for shedding light on the barriers to quality education and the reforms needed to foster creativity, critical thinking, and inclusivity.